Masanje Mejara Varoje, Mayamo, Sosara, Iju, Jave, Machada, Diada, the Paraka de Parasamo de Frio, Diada, the Paraka de Parasamo de Borizo, Diada, the Paraka de Parasamo de Borizo, Yereton generation of the middle division and the other delivery to the you never just your disease to you and the one of the other one, about never was 1 year, watching with the watching yellow. The dear never the foundation when you got to say you're there and you never know you whatever law you never watching yellow. No, so you watch here, you watch here, you don't see what you want about the shivers of the Dutch and watch your canal and teaching you don't want you whatever you need, you don't want to want your Bola. Because all the other ones have all of the father and watching you, they will go to them when you go in the mirror, the way you to get to watch your watching you. Namda Sabati, a tower, a Tanashi, a Boyage, there was also the water to watch you watching you or you don't watch you. But you know what you did or told them to order when you were to just watching you also like you had to have a local woman that you didn't know there was relations, the water to water watching you. You watch it and not tell us, you do it, she never don't do it, and you do like you want to want to one that they were going to do, you can do it, what that you do watching you. They were on the generation, and not the was all the job when you so watch you. Tell you that you want to get it done, don't have to buy it together, you can lay out and that's you to watch you, not to make you not to get it. Children don't get about the children when you watch your watching, you don't do it, you're not mother to make it. So that you there are no to just a compound you to Daja, the wife is not just the jail and Jimmy doesn't walk on Java to Java, no, you know, then I might have to you, which is another. Yetava Guru, the Medavania, the Mia, the Yetu to get to the large and your photo than you, that is shit, you do. Sanjay should not do you, not a job of them, you do that, you should get to love and you know, you say it's not a job of them. That is you and the Dagger of just on your over show. Can't hear the general of never, 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 one, never, that they do it to my Jesus over the Tamba de la Jada, no ninjas who do you changes there, but general question about what they do. So on the social and show. Good evening, and I think it's very nice to meet you again. And of course, many of you I know already, and so maybe there are some few friends, new friends, and according to the mail I received through Christina, through Helen. I think they asked me to teach about 37 practice of Bodhisattva by Geshe Pema Dorjee, which is a very big text, and it is almost like embodiment of all the Buddha's teaching. So therefore, we are very busy, and we have only 1 full day and 2 half days, isn't it? So almost like that, you see. So we have many important things to do than teaching. So therefore, we have to be a little bit in rush. We have to rush. Okay. We have to count 37 practices of Bodhisattva, which is every step. Okay, it can take like months, but now we have to run. Okay, so we will run this year, and then maybe next year we will also try to run. We will be faster and faster, and we will achieve Buddhahood very fast. And of course, this opportunity, because I am not at all a good teacher, okay, that you have to accept. I'm not at all a good teacher. But still we can discuss. Whatever I know a little bit, I can share with you. And then you can also ask some questions. If you have some doubt, and if you really like to know more than what I explained, or whatever, okay, just we have to be very flexible. It should not be like a really rigid and very formal, not like this, okay? You just raise your hand. I can try to answer the question. We have to be more realistic, okay? Not so like I'm elegant, you're elegant, and we all are elegant, not like this. Just I'm also a human being making a mistake. You also are a human being, so you are also making mistake. So we are same, but we can discuss, and we can reach to a point that we all make some sense in our life. That is the most important, practical, okay? Practical. So, and then you don't need me to accept your spiritual teacher. I'm just here, okay? Old monk, 70 years old. And since my birth, I've been in Buddhist family, Buddhist community, and then Buddhist monastery. So my hair become gray, completely gray, and swimming in the ocean of Buddhist community. But how much has been digested by me, that I only know. You will never know. Very little, okay? But still we have to try. Still we have to try. We should not lose hope. Today we had a nice presentation, not by me, someone presentation, and we talked a lot about orphan children, and many of us had quite a lot of emotional feelings coming through some water, okay? And now I'm in a completely like a different atmosphere. And today was a bit long day, isn't it? Yeah, so we had a meeting around 7:30, single meeting, one-to-one meeting, and then 9, and then it went on quite a lot. But very, very meaningful, okay, very meaningful, very systematic, okay. Ooh, you have only 16 minutes to talk, okay. So that is the profession. But it all are heartwarming. Really, sometimes I don't like profession. It's so professional, I don't like, because being so professional, and then we become so dry. We are far away from the warmth of human feeling. So today it was really very good human feeling. And we were, I think, even Martin was chairman of like big business companies, okay? He also had a little bit of like tears, you see. So that means I think we were in a very good level. And then evening today should be better than that one. At least it has to be better, you see. Because we are talking about Bodhisattvas, way of life. Yeah, it is so huge teaching. Yeah. So therefore, I don't know how much I can explain, and I'm a little bit not so clear because of so many emotions. Okay, and then in the car, I was a bit asleep, half awake, and I just now met a very good friend who's totally handicapped. Very touching, yeah. So I thought now this time I may not meet, but due to the kind effort of Christina world, everything's arranged, and then Ulika, they were all arranged, you see. Arranged in such a nice way. We almost had almost like 1 hour, and we had some sharings, showing some photos, and how she supported a girl, a lady who had breast cancer. and breast cancer, and her husband left as soon as she was diagnosed as a breast cancer. And she had a 5-year-old daughter. Of course, that was taken care of by her mother and sister. But she was totally hopeless, crying. And she has no money, crying. So one of my really best and dearest brother or friend was a Nepali young man called Karma Lama. So he said, when I reached to the airport, he said, oh, I have again very sad news to you. And what is this sad news? Because I like to hear sad news. I'm not here, I'm not born on this planet to enjoy, no. I just born here to hear sad news, and I try to see what I can do. I don't like sitting like this, you see. I just sit maybe better on the floor. That was my level, you see. And then, okay, then you have to tell me, where is she? And we went, directly from there we went to her rented small house, one single room, toilet outside, sharing with the mini family. And then she was totally hopeless. We cried, and her father promised her, this is teaching, okay, this is teaching. Her father promised that he will sell one of his kidney, and then he will take loan by putting their land. And then she knows that this is not possible. Why? Because his kidney is almost like a little bit damaged kidney, because he drank a lot from the village. And his land is very far village. No bank will give any loan, this type of land. So she was totally lost hope in her life. And then crying and sleeping. And then we met, and then I said, okay, I will try, okay, I will try. This time I have to be more urgent, because she need to get chemotherapy. 3 chemotherapy before removal of the breast, another 3 chemotherapy after the removal of breast, and then she has to go under radiation. And then removing breast is very expensive. But I say, I will try. And in this way, I have to try. I have to try very hard. Within a very short period of time, I have to achieve what you are longing for. As soon as I went out, after a few kilometers, I met one Tibetan friend, and I started talking that issue, and he said, oh, this is really touching. And he said, oh, I will give you 25,000 Nepali rupees. Okay, thank you. And then we went to lunch to another family, and I talked, okay, again. They are quite well. Say, oh, we will give you 50,000 cash, okay, 50,000. Now I have 75,000. And next day, we went back to this girl, say that now I have 75,000. This is enough for chemotherapies. And then I put this money in her hand, and then she started crying, said that, thank you. I think now I started having some hope in my life. Now I will be able to take care of my daughter also. So then, and then I have been begging, and so in short, when I was coming from Nepal to India and then to Sweden, I handed over all the money, whatever's needed, okay, and even we changed the radiation hospital. When he's getting radiation, we changed to a better hospital, private hospital who can give a guarantee for our radiation. So we shifted, okay, it's more expensive, much more expensive. You see, 100,000 rupees more expensive, but then we have money. Yeah, so therefore, I feel so thankful, and I'm talking, not much here, not much here, talking, and so many kind people really helped. And I spoke this today in the Luke Foundation, and I sincerely feel in this way. And so we are now teaching Buddhism, and I hope there will be some result, you see, by practicing. By practicing 37 practices of Bodhisattva, and then I think we need to have some changes in us, you see. As Milarepa explained, just by saying, if you're hungry, just by saying food is not enough. You have to eat. Then only you can satisfy your hunger. In the same way, but listening teaching is not enough. Listening teaching will not improve your quality of mind. What you have to practice, meditate. Se thongwe bijo salgo watu, chö töwe bijo omgo watu. Se thongwe bijo salgo watu means just simply by saying food is not enough. We have to eat to get the satisfaction of our hunger. Chö töwe bijo omgo watu means just by listening teaching is not enough. You have to practice. And then it gives a result. So therefore, of course I know my teachings are not good, but still you have every right to ask questions, okay? You have every right to say, this, what did you say? This is so stupid. You are so stupid. Why you say this? It should be like this. You can say like this, okay? Or you can ask questions. If you are a little bit polite, say, oh, you said like this, but I have some other views, so can you make more explanation on this? You can say, you see. The final goal is you should get something in your mind which you can apply or practice in a very solid form. Talking 3 days is quite a long. If you have to practice all the things what I taught in 3 days, will be almost impossible. But out of this, as Atisha says, Atisha says, life is not long, it's short. Okay? Life is maximum, I don't know, maximum 100. Or average maybe 80, I don't know. Not very long. Okay? Life is short. And there are so many things to learn. There are so many things to learn. I also did a lot of stupid things when I was young. I started learning knitting sweater and socks and hats and blouse and trousers and just different designs, you see. It was no problem for me. And very fast, like this, you see. And then I was very good in painting, like Thanga painting. I checked these Thangas. I can paint really good Thangas. I had a very good Thanga teacher. 8 years I practiced Thanga painting. I have many skills, you see, apron, designing. I have a lot of skills. Of course, you will not agree that those are stupid. You will not agree with me. But from my perspective, those are, I think I did really stupid things. But these days, again, I'm teaching these things to the young, hopeless, helpless people, and making them stupid. But I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. But at least I can say that what I learned, like in the Buddhist monasteries, I can say that these are what I did. Not very good, but quite okay. Yeah. So we will go through this text, and I will try to use what I learned. Yeah? So please take your freedom to ask questions. I'm very happy if you ask questions. Okay? If you're very polite, and then I think I feel a bit tired. Yeah. I feel tired. So how much is going in? You don't know. If you ask questions, then I will know how much is entered into your thought. So this is just little explanation. Yeah.
Why do you think it was stupid to practice knitting and painting?
Huh? No, it's not. I'm not saying it is internationally stupid. Just personally stupid.
And why do you feel that?
Huh?
Why do you feel that it was personally stupid for you?
I would have done other meaningful things according to my capacity. Yes, I think I was trapped into some sort of situation. Luckily, okay, because of the karma, because of my previous life, I was really directed towards this Buddhism. Otherwise, I had a lot of potential to do many other things. And those are the things which I practically did. There are few things I avoid. For example, like, it is a story, okay? It's also part of teaching. And for example, like when we were in school, my parents has a chance to go to Switzerland. And their names are all enrolled. We were also, yes, we three brothers, sisters, we were all enrolled. So we were waiting. Oh, now we have a chance to go to Switzerland. Wow. And then they showed magazine, landscape of Switzerland, hotels of Switzerland, lakes of mountains of Switzerland. Oh, Zurich city. Oh, beautiful. Wow, I really like to reach there. Okay? Waiting. At the end, what happened? My mother was terribly sick. My mother was sick. She almost couldn't stood up, you see. She was so sick. She was so sick that our name has to be withdrawn. 1964. When we were withdrawn, our name from it was held by the Red Cross. And then I was a bit angry, you see. Well, this stupid mother, why is she so sick? This is the most important time. She was sick. Why are you sick? She has no freedom, you see. So we feel like that, you see. How stupid. And then, then we continued our study. Then after finishing school, I have three options. One option is I can go to university, and then another option is I can be the successor of my Thagapedi teacher. And he was very good. He was also rich. He told me that you can inherit all my property if you succeed me. And then one option was to study Buddhist philosophy. And of course, this is a good chance. And that, but because of my karma, and there was a very old road constructor, old man, road constructor. He was reading a big scripture. And I was going, what are you reading? And he was reading all Sangpo's text. And then Lamrim and all this he was telling. Oh, then I was saying, oh, I really like to study Lamrim and all these things, okay? Ganja Paramita and all these things. And he was encouraging me. Actually, he was ex-monk, he disrobed. But he has a very good knowledge about the Buddhist philosophy. And because of his influence, and then out of these three tracks, I chose to go to study Buddhist philosophy. Almost I end up in another track, you see, going to university. And then if I went to Switzerland, now I'm reflecting. If I went to Switzerland, then what would have happened? I think I might have married, maybe a nice wife, or bad wife, ugly wife, or a beautiful wife, I don't know. Maybe few children, maybe I might have some bank balance, okay, bank balance. And so that, I think what I'm doing now, I think would not have happened. And if I go to university, maybe I'll become a teacher, or maybe I don't know, maybe science teacher, mathematics teacher, I don't know. But I think I will not do the things what I'm doing today. So therefore, my choice was, I was not wise, but due to some karmic sort of force, and I really landed in a nice place. But then I'm very restless, because I didn't stay in the monastery. I'm like straight dog, you know, straight dog? Yes. I'm straight monk. Straight monk. So don't trust me. Okay. So short story about my introduction. And as a teacher, it's not a great teacher. The one very fortunate thing I had in my life was I was very, very lucky that I received many teachings from a very, very authentic teachers. Once my American friend, they wrote me, said, oh, to advertise you is not easy in the United States. So you have to mention some of your really close teachers, good teachers like this, okay, just give me the name. Otherwise I can't promote you, okay. Instantly I just wrote my teacher's name, It was about 32. And then already typed, okay, only about same. All of a sudden I was, oh, this is totally wrong. This is totally wrong. Wrong. How? By using the name of this great teacher who are like mountain, like a sun, and then creating them for me, who's like tiny insect. Oh, this is totally wrong. Totally wrong. So, and then I sent this to my host, say that please don't announce this. Okay, don't announce this. Just give for your record, but don't announce. Okay, anyway. And if you want to tell, just say he received many teachings from His Holiness Dalai Lama. There is many people, thousands of people receive many teachings from His Holiness Dalai Lama. It doesn't make me unique, you see. And that's all. Don't announce any of my teacher's name. I don't want to use my teacher's name to promote myself, to earn reputation, to earn respect. Okay? And then the worst case, earn more money. Possible, you see. So therefore, I feel very lucky that really great teachers who are trained, practiced, achieved high state of mind in Tibet. At that time, those great teachers were alive. And we are very, very lucky that our philosophy teacher, 6 or 7 philosophy teachers, still, of course, still one is still alive, 87 years old. And last year, I met most of them, and one still is 98 years old. 98 years old. When you sitting really like this, and he invited me at dinner, and then I went, and with my niece, we went, and then they served momo, and so my niece ate only 3 momo, 3. I ate 7. How much he ate? 13. 98 years old, you see. so substantial, you see, so solid. And I told him that, oh, maybe at the end my old age will be in Tribhuvan Monastery, where he is now. He was, oh, that is very good. then you will be very near to me. That will be very good. Then, who asked you to do this? Oh, my mother asked me to do this. She advised when she was passing away, she advised me to stay now. Don't move anywhere. Just go to Tremung Monastery, stay there. And then he was really emotional. Oh yes, this is so wise advice. But I don't know where I will end up. Yeah. So those types of like very authentic. The teachings, their motivations, their compassion, and their knowledge. Like there was, of course, I can give some names. Okay, Ken Nima Gyalsay, Ken Pema Dorjee, and then Ken Losang Gyalsay, and this is Ken Losang Pinso, and Ken Bodhisattva, and Ken Thamju, Ken Changju Tsuchen, all these teachers who taught me Buddhist philosophy for many years. And those were the more than good old days, So because of them, and then I feel a little bit responsibility to keep teaching. Whatever I know is because of coming from them. So I agreed as soon as I received the message. I agreed, said, okay, I will try. Yeah. So hope we will gain something between us by discussion and question answer. So then I will read in short. In short, I will say this teacher, great teacher, Gyalsay Thogmay Sangpo. Ulju is there. Okay, Ulju Gyalsay Thogmay Sangpo. Ulju is a cave, name of a cave where he did his meditation. And Ulju, Gyalsay is Bodhisattva. He was really a living Bodhisattva. Many stories about this. Thogmay Sangpo was his name. And we came to know lately, maybe 2003 or 4, I think we came to know that he was a great Bodong teacher. I'm reviving Bodong tradition. And it was almost like extinction, on extinction. So I'm reviving this tradition because of His Holiness advice to me. So, and then we came to know that Gyalsay Thogmay Sangpo was from Bodong Monastery, which was A and Sangpo. At that time, those two are the most important learning center in Buddhism. So he was trained in this great monastery. And therefore, when I talk about this 37 practice of Bodhisattva, I feel like this is part of the Bodong tradition which I am talking. And then I received this teaching several times from His Holiness Dalai Lama. Several times, okay? Therefore, it has to have a teaching lineage. Without teaching lineage, we can't give teaching. And without asking, we can't give teaching. So they asked me to give teaching, and I justified, I checked myself, and I received this teaching for many times from His Holiness, and I've given teaching for many times about this. So now this session is happening because of these factors. Okay, interesting or not interesting? I really don't know what I'm talking. And this time I thought of focusing on renunciation. Of course, all those Bodhisattvas and practices, okay. Of course, it contains the 6 perfections, okay. All these are extremely great. But then, without foundation, and now I have been talking quite a lot. So therefore, I might focus more on the renunciation. And please don't think that he is not talking the main things which he has to talk. Yeah. And one of my very, very good friend, and also my I can say student, very devoted. And he has been listening my teaching for many times. And now he went back. Now he's studying from renunciation. And he is on the way, say that now, what I did up to now, I understood. Now there is a turning point where I have to make a big decision. And so he is a really big businessman, very clever, but he's just almost like coming out of the business, you see. Out of business. I'm not saying to you, you have to jump out of your nest. I'm not saying. But it is very important to understand what renunciation means, you see. By having the understanding of renunciation, and by having the practice of renunciation, and then your real Buddhist practice starts. Your real Buddhist practice starts, okay? According to Adisha's text, according to Thogmay's text, according to many of the great teachers' texts, when you have renunciation, then your real practice starts. Without renunciation, yes, you can call those as a practice, but those practices are not the practice which really Buddha meant. So therefore, it's very important. Therefore, I think I will spend more time on these issues, and I empty, okay, I empty. Whatever I know, I will empty. Everything, okay, everything. I will empty. When I go back to India, my brain will be totally empty. I emptied in Yodakpura.
Thank you.
but then there's a big question, you see. There's a big question. Okay? So I empty, okay? Okay? It should go into your mind, okay? If it doesn't go, then even I empty, then that doesn't make much sense. So I hope, and by interaction, really active question answer, thinking, okay, and then it will really enter. Listening 1 hour, all the things I taught, remain in the mind is quite impossible, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe possible, I don't know. Yeah. One of my friend, mountaineer, he says that he rejects many of my statements. He rejects it. What you say impossible is not true. It is impossible no, it is possible. It is our projection that we are making it impossible. Actually, it is possible. Only difference is impossible things take much more time, but after all, everything is possible. Okay, I can ask many questions to him, but I just simply, for the temporarily, I agreed with him, temporarily. Now he's coming back on the 28th or 29th, and we are going to meet. Then I'm going to challenge him. Now the essence of this teaching, okay, this 37 practices, okay. The prayers what I recited before giving teaching, if I think properly, whatever is written here and whatever is written in that prayer what I did, almost like this are same, you see. Of course, it's written by different teacher, and the expression wordings are maybe a little different, but then the main essence of the teachings are almost same. So therefore, it teaches us main 3 important things: renunciation, bodhicitta, and wisdom. So these are called 3 principal paths of Buddha's teaching. And so now we read the first one, and maybe we take the first one quite maybe not so detailed, and then we go slowly to the next. So you have text, isn't it? You have?
Not yet, sorry.
I see.
Yeah, because the internet doesn't work here. But
You can take copies.
yeah, okay, you have the paper. Yeah,
Mm.
I
but
can go and take copies.
I think we will just, today we will do
tomorrow.
tomorrow we do,
Tomorrow,
okay,
I
yeah, yeah. I will not read so much. And then there are many translations, okay? There are many translations, yeah. I was talking a little about translation in Custard University, yeah, and how we translate it from Sanskrit to Tibetan, how we translate it. I just talked quite thoroughly, yeah, and then a lot of reviews done on the way, and now we are translating Buddhist teachings from Tibetan to English. And now Tibetan to English, Tibetan to Chinese, Tibetan to Korean language, and Russian language, and many languages. Now it's coming up so fast within these few years. It is coming so fast, translating back. And then many of the Tibetan texts are also translating to Sanskrit. Because in the Sanskrit there's not many texts left, you see. Almost it disappeared. We have 300 volumes of scriptures, like thick volume like this, long, 300, translated from Sanskrit. Just alone Buddha's teaching is about 100 volumes. And then the commentary, the explanation done by great Indian teachers like Nagarjuna, more than 200 volumes. Think, you see, like this. 300 volumes. And now in India, in Sanskrit, maybe few, very few. Now, the Sarada Tibetan University is translating quite a number of texts back to Sanskrit. And then if they read Sanskrit, to get the explanation difficult. Now Sanskrit has been a little bit like a scholar language. It's not a living language. Therefore, the meaning in Sanskrit has to be taken from Tibetan language. Then only they can explain in Sanskrit, okay? So therefore, now Tibetan language is becoming more important to preserve or to flourish or to develop or to make understanding or to make philosophical study, especially philosophical studies. Like to study about the Paramanavati Karikas. These are, I think, now almost existing in Tibetan language. In English is so difficult, so difficult. One of my classmates, it's George Duffus, who is now a professor in Virginia University. He has studied, he studied really the whole Geshe's course, and he did his Geshe degree, and very good at study. But when it comes, and he's also very good in English, when it comes to like debate, in the way we debate in Tibet, it still is not possible. Because language is not formulated in that sort of refined way. In Tibetan, this dialect of debate is so sharp and accurate, you see, very accurate. I think now some people are trying to make it equivalent to Tibetan language, yeah. And then we will try to use some logics, okay, but not too extreme. So Namalokeshwara is the homage to Avalokiteshvara. Why? Because Avalokiteshvara is the embodiment of all the Buddha's compassion. Okay, and then teaching of this, the main pillar of this teaching is about compassion, loving kindness, and bodhicitta. and then among the Bodhicitta, and conventional Bodhicitta and ultimate Bodhicitta. So this is the teachings explained in 37 ways. Okay. So therefore, the homage or the respect or the faith put in our Avalokiteshvara, who is the embodiment of Buddha's compassion. And then now I read the first one. You see all phenomena neither come nor go, and still you strive solely for the benefit of beings. As Supreme Guru and Protector, our Avalokiteshvara, to you I continuously bow with my body, speech and mind. The first line is a bit difficult, you see, because nothing is coming and nothing is going. What does it mean? You see, just simply, in a simple way, it says that there's nothing which is existing or existed or existing or will exist independently. Nothing is just existed independently or existing independently or will exist independently. Everything is existing depending on other factors. Therefore, everything is empty of independent existence. Empty of independent existence. So that is the meaning. This is a very difficult text. You see all phenomena, neither come nor go means you see all phenomena are empty of independent existence. Okay? This is the meaning. And still you strive solely for the benefit of. If we say all phenomena are not existing independently, means that all phenomena are not existing? No. It is existing. It is existing, but it is existing depending upon others. And it has no independent existence. Therefore, it is really existing. Depending on other factors, okay? If we collect good cause and condition, the result will be good. If we collect very bad cause and condition, the result will be very bad, you see. But good or bad are also depending upon other factors, and good and bad are not existing just by itself, empty of independent existence. Okay? Therefore, if we have to do something good for one's own self or for others, we have to understand this. Today I was talking a little bit about how we are interrelated, but then I failed to connect a little bit. When I reflect back after my talk, I failed to connect the situation where I was talking. And I was talking that, everything is so interconnected, okay? Interrelated, interconnected. We think that I'm doing and I'm studying, I'm achieving, I accomplished, so I did, okay. I achieved, all like I. How can I achieve? How can I achieve? You see, if I need a food, I have to go to others. If I need a medicine, I have to go to others. If I have to remove my suffering, I have to go to others. If I need education, I have to go to others. Whatever, okay, starting from the basic thing to the highest level, all I have to go towards others. If I need a job, I have to go to others. If I need money, I have to go to others. Without others, there's no way I cannot exist. There's no way I can achieve something. So then, by thinking this, others are so important. Others are so important. If I need education, I have to go to others. If I need medicine, I have to go to others. If I have to relieve my pain, I have to go to others. If I need a shelter, I have to go to others. Without others, okay, there's no way I can exist independently. My basic existence, or whatever I achieve, whatever I do, okay, I can say I do, but these are all done through the connection of so many people. Therefore, we feel that all the other sentient beings are so, so important, so kind. So if there's anything I can do, I really like to do for the benefit of others. So here he says, still we strive solely for the benefit of other beings, okay, sentient beings. Supreme Guru and Protector, our Lokiteshvara, to you I continuously bow with my body, speech and mind. Why have to bow? Why? Is he demanding? You have to bow your body, speech and mind. Then I will give you some blessing. If you don't bow, I will send you to hell. No. So it is not in that way, you see. Bow means putting faith in him. Okay? Putting faith means whatever you practiced, okay, whatever you practiced, and whatever you taught me, I trust you, and I will practice this. Okay, and that is the best faith, that's the best bow, okay. And like this, all the politicians are doing this, you see. All the cruel politicians are doing like this. You are great, and these are gestures of politicians, you see. Bow really has to be built in the heart, saying that how you practiced, how you learned, how you practiced, and how you achieved, and how you taught to the sentient being, directed in a perfect path. And this is so, so important. So I will do the same. I pay a lot of respect to you by having these qualities, and I will do it the same way. Then the bow makes a lot of sense. You see, from the heart, you see. Advertisement is nothing. Nothing. Just do it, just without expecting anything, name or fame or money or profile or power or position. Don't expect anything. Just do for the benefit of all sentient beings. Thinking that all these great teachers, including our Lokiteshvara, Buddha, and so many great teachers, okay, Milarepa, Marpa, Rupanma Sambhava, and Thogmay, all these great teachers, how they guided us, how perfectly, profoundly guided us, because of their guidance, okay, because of their teaching. So we are able to practice compassion, we are able to practice loving kindness, we are able to practice wisdom, we are able to practice Bodhisattva, we are able to practice all the 6 perfections, you see. Unmistaken, unmistaken. And therefore, the devotion, out of devotion we bow, out of strong faith, not blind faith, okay, with the profound logic, based on profound logic. If we build a faith, with this we develop devotion and dedication. Yes, I bow, okay. This can be applied to everybody or everything, okay. And so to you I continuously bow with my body, speech and mind, okay. I think now difference is, okay, better not to talk. We go to the next, eh? I think it's okay, yeah. Body, speech and mind. Body you know, speech you know, mind you know. Isn't it? Yeah. We are all highly advanced, you see. Now we go to the next. We are very busy. Okay, the perfect Buddha. Now this is one of the condensed text of all the 37 practices. Okay, so he says the perfect Buddhas are the source of benefit and happiness. Source of benefit and happiness for all sentient beings. Okay? The perfect Buddha. Perfect Buddha, perfect, okay? Perfect, okay, perfect. Perfect Buddha, the source of benefit and happiness, arises from practicing the genuine Dharma. Dharma, okay, genuine Dharma. Tamju Dharma, Tamju, okay. Which in turn depend on knowing how to practice. How to practice. So I will explain the Bodhisattva's practices. Now I say in my own words, okay? Here it says that Buddha is the perfect source of all the happiness and perfect source for removing all the sources of suffering and sufferings. Perfect source of achieving happiness and accumulating all the sources of happiness. And the benefit, okay, benefit of all sentient beings, true benefit, okay. One benefit is, actually, of course, it is not very profound to use benefit, but I say it's a benefit. For example, I say, by removing the sufferings of other sentient beings, I consider this as a benefit, okay? And then guiding them or directing them or advising them to achieve really profound, unmistakable happiness. So those are the benefit. That arises, okay, that arises means, in short, it says that all the sources of happiness and all the potential or the factors which removes all the sources of suffering are guided by Buddha. How he achieved, okay, he achieved the state of happiness, the highest level of happiness, and he achieved that he removed all the suffering and sources of suffering. He achieved, therefore, based on his experience, okay, based on his experience, so he gave teaching. He gave teaching. So this is teaching. I practiced and I achieved. So now you followers, please practice in this way. In the way I practice, you will also achieve the same state of mind as the Buddha achieved. That is the best guidance, okay? That's the best guidance. Yeah?
So how do we know when we are there?
Huh?
How do we know that we have reached that point?
Yeah, if you are able to solve 10 plus 10 is 20, after you knowing, then you know that how you solved. Before you not knowing, you will not know how you solved. Yeah? Is it true?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to practice, okay? You have to practice. If you listen compassion, oh, explanation is very good, okay? It's really good, okay? And you try, whether it's achievable or not, try. When you achieve, wow, this is so good. The person who has no experience of compassion can explain, but cannot explain in the exactly same taste as someone who has a compassion. Why? Because that person has no experience of compassion. Only verbal experience. So therefore, we have to try, okay? First thing is whether you see logic or not. It's really based on logic or not, okay? Just you have to try to put your own intelligence, ask your questions. Try not to leave anything under doubt, you see, to make it clear, totally convincing, and then you practice. Even you don't want to practice whole life, you just practice. Till I achieve compassion, I will practice. Okay? I practice in the way the Buddha taught and all the great teachers taught. I will practice exactly according to them, their instruction. If I don't achieve, then I will say goodbye. Goodbye. It's not possible, you can say. But likely it is possible, you see. I can say 100% it's possible, you see. Yeah. And then you reach there, and then you see, wow. Then wow, okay. Talking is also wow. Listening is wow. Starting getting understanding is also wow. Practicing on the way is also wow. Achieving compassion, great wow. Oh, really? There are many questions, you see. In the Shanti Deva's text, someone asked, by achieving compassion, changing your mind into compassion, someone suffers a lot. And now what is the use of achieving compassion by putting a lot of effort? That question is asking through experience, you see. This question is asking through experience. Why you are putting so much effort to cultivate compassion? Why once you achieve compassion, you become so emotional. You cry for the sake of other people. You sacrifice your life. You sacrifice your time. You do everything possible to make others happy. You struggle. And you cry. Now, what is the use of cultivating compassion? And then Shantideva gives answer. Answer will be in the next line. Shantideva gives answer, okay? He says, oh, yeah. Now what is the time?
Yes.
Break. After break, then I will explain. Maybe a little better, I think. I will take a cup of tea. And, my body's speech and mind is tired. So then I will say about his answer, okay? No.
Can I say a few words?
Oh, please. I was thinking quite a lot on this term, genuine dharma. It didn't use directly dharma, genuine dharma. In Tibetan term, chu is dharma, tamju is maybe it is quite equivalent to genuine, okay? Tamju jumla, the term the Thogmay Sangpo used was tamju jumla, tamju, okay? And I think I don't have to explain about the chu or dharma and genuine. We have to have some question why he used genuine, okay? And according to my understanding, English term, I'm not going back to the Tibetan term, okay? According to this, I think the practice has to be very original, authentic, pure. Okay, so it should be, really it should be a real practice. And then dharma, the meaning of dharma is holding, to hold, okay? To hold. If we really practice real dharma, original dharma, authentic dharma, it will really hold. Okay? If we don't practice with a genuine heart, even we say we are practicing Dharma, it will not hold. Hold means we are almost like falling into suffering or problem. And by practicing Dharma, it will not let us fall into suffering. That is the meaning of Dharma. Okay? In Tibet we say Chö. If I practice, okay, say I abandon killing. If I just go on practicing, okay, this practice, then I will be free from if we kill someone, I have to go to prison. By practicing Dharma, live with the not killing, and I will be free from going into prison, you see, suffering. Of course, next life may be more suffering, yes. So therefore, by following the Dharma, understanding Dharma, and then practicing in reality in a very authentic way, and then it really makes us to be free from suffering. It holds us falling into suffering. Okay? Chö is to hold. And the hold has two meanings. One meaning is a unique identity. That is not applicable here. So the second meaning is to hold. If someone is about to fall into big suffering and social suffering, by practicing Dharma, we will never fall into that sort of suffering, social suffering. It holds us. So genuine Dharma means a real Dharma which really holds us, not falling into suffering. If we practice fake Dharma, it will not hold us. And then even if we use Dharma as a way to deceive someone, or befool someone, or cheat someone, in the name of Dharma, if we do so many bad, it's possible to do so many bad things also by using Dharma. Okay, and by using Dharma as a tool to make others confused or others deceived, then this is not, it looks like Dharma, but it is not Dharma. It is not genuine Dharma. Okay, so I think this term genuine, I don't see this quite often. So here they used. This translation has been checked thoroughly many times. So I think this is really good. Genuine Dharma, which in turn depends on knowing how to practice. So I will explain the Bodhisattva's way. This question I often ask. If you want to practice Dharma, first thing is you have to know what you are going to practice. Without knowing, if you practice, it can create a lot of problem. Of course, I don't use Dharma, but I use what is it? Meditation, okay? I'm purely speaking from the Tibetan Buddhist perspective. Meditation, very popular these days. Very popular, okay? Mindfulness, very popular. And sometimes mindfulness and the meditation almost have no connection, which is also not correct. So what is meditation? What is meditation? I've been repeating this many places. I might have repeated in last teaching also, because this is so important. If the meditation is mistaken, it can cause disaster, you see. Mentally, disaster. Therefore, here he says that, which in turn, depending on knowing the practice, whether we will be able to achieve Buddhahood or not, we have to see whether I really know exactly how I can practice, what I can practice, and then soon I will be able to achieve Buddhahood, you see. All this practice has to be known perfectly with logic, clearly, and then we practice. In the same way, when you say meditation, what meditation? First thing is, what is meditation from the Buddhist perspective, Tibetan Buddhist perspective, okay? What is meditation? And then, very important, what to meditate? Then how to meditate? And then when to meditate, and so some minor questions, you see. So these questions has to be really asked. Buddhism is a mind training, nothing more, nothing less. It is a mind training, okay? It is a mind training. Some people say Buddhism is not a religion, it's a science of mind. In the university also they asked, oh, do you agree? I think he seems to be know quite a lot, like this.
Yeah.
Do you agree that Buddhism is a religion? And I thought of answering in a different way, but then of course this was big public, so I answered in a very direct way, nicely, politely. So, therefore, whether you will be able to achieve Buddhahood or not, whether you will be able to change your mind to compassion or not, whether your mind will be able to change into wisdom or bodhicitta or not, it's totally depends upon how much you know and how exactly you know the meaning of compassion, the technique, how to meditate, how to change your mind into compassion. You have to know everything. Totally, perfectly. In Tibetan tradition, we try to analyze by ourselves. We try to search our souls, okay? Either really profound Tibetan Buddhist teacher, or we even go, we don't stay there. Oh yes, he's a very good Tibetan teacher, but we go back again to Indian teachers, authentic teachers, Nagarjuna, Aryadeva, Asanga, Shantideva. Go back. If you are not happy with this also, we can even go back to Buddha's teaching, Buddha himself teaching. Therefore we treasure, okay, we treasure all these teachings, counting each and every word. Each and every word is counted. Because it has to be very authentic, because we are giving training to the mind. It has to be very technical, very accurate. And it has to be based on, totally on the logics and reasons, you see. Yeah. And therefore, any practice, the first thing is you have to learn, listen, and then you contemplate, try to make it so appealing to you. And after that, if it's really appealing, you see solid that this is really true, and then you practice, then meditate. Wonderful, yeah. And just, I think now I have been putting this example, I might have put here that example. Once it was in a place, they asked me, they have a plant. The first, as soon as I entered, they wanted to do meditation on emptiness. Okay, I entered. Okay, start meditation on emptiness. Everyone was just being top silent, doing meditation on emptiness. And I'm really a little bit naughty boy. Check it. Okay, so after 10 minutes, some of them like this, you see. I can say definitely not on emptiness, you see. So I can say. And there's, I can see some of them are a little confused, you see. Just by, but still they're sitting. Totally. And as soon as finished, and then I said, okay, thank you so much. Then I asked them to share your experience of meditation on emptiness. Please share. Enrich each other. Your experience of meditation on emptiness. Your experience of meditation on emptiness. Please share. No one shared. And I'm also become more noticed. Now I have a doubt Now I have a doubt whether you did meditation on emptiness or not. I have really doubt. Okay? Then most of them are smiling. This is not in man. And then say, please, did you do meditation on emptiness? Please just say. No one said. Then I said, now I'm quite sure that you didn't do any meditation on emptiness. And step by step, I'm occupied, you see. That's it. And then everybody laughed. Okay. And then I have to define emptiness from the beginning, from the scratch. And then I said, why did you waste those 15 minutes? You should have told me in the beginning. So please tell us about emptiness and tell us how to meditate on emptiness. And those 15 minutes we can use nicely. And then actually meditation they can do it at home. Normally in meditation is like this, you see. Collective meditation is possible, but meditation is normally it's individual, based on one's own capacity, own field of interest, anything. It has to be just individual. So therefore, this point is very important, okay? Which in turn depend on knowing the practices. So I will explain the Bodhisattva's way. If you wanted to practice Bodhisattva's way, and then you have to know what is Bodhisattva's way. And then if you know exactly, if you practice, then you will be able to achieve Buddhahood. Mistaken? No result. No result. It is like a scientific, you see. There's no bias. There's no way we can be fooled or we can say, okay, I will pay you $1 billion, so please let me reach to Buddhahood tomorrow. Not way, no way, no way, okay, no way. Based on truth. It's based on truth. To achieve Buddhahood is based on truth. Reality. So now I stressed quite a lot, and I promised to explain about the answer to this question. Why you are putting a lot of effort to cultivate compassion? If by having compassion you become so emotional and you suffer for the sake of other sentient being, sleepless night, rolling tears, and working so hard, tirelessly working, by seeing any types of sentient being was suffering, you cannot stand. You have to start and work very hard, tirelessly. And why you are deliberately cultivating compassion? This is the Shadideva's text in Tibetan. Ninja is compassion. Dunga is suffering. By having compassion, you suffer a lot. And why you are deliberately trying to cultivate compassion? Are you stupid? Instead of having happiness, by cultivating compassion, you gain suffering? What is this? Okay. And then his answers are maybe a bit difficult, you see. He says, he's the one who's studying kids now. Doya dunga sabana chida ningshu dunga ma. Kedi dunga chigini, dunga memo meju na, zeta chebe ningshu duranda xina jechani. That means, if you think of sufferings of all sentient beings, and then your suffering or problem due to compassion becomes so insignificant. Okay? And then by having this compassionate suffering towards other sentient beings, and this leads you to remove the sufferings of so many other sentient beings. And then why not? This compassion is why not it is cultivated in us. Because by having small problem, it solves so many problems. We always do, you see. These small children are studying, going in the school. They don't like to go to school. Not today, maybe sleep, sleep, please. I don't like. They have to go to school for so many years. They don't like. But we think that, oh, by getting education, their whole life will be easier. In the same way, by having compassion, you have a lot of sorrows, you see, by not selfish thinking, for others suffering. But then by saying this, how I can help, how I can solve this problem, how I can solve this problem, out of compassion, it drives us to solve the problems of others. By having one problem in my heart, if I have compassion, I'm not compassionate, but if I have compassion, this compassion will drive me to solve many problems for other sentient beings. And then why not I put effort to cultivate compassion? So, and this is, of course, I'm explaining very, very short. I think this is enough. I think you understand, isn't it? Yeah, that is easy, peanut. 인제 동해 방주는 지단이 있겠잖아. 조야 동해 삼바나 지단 이제 동해만. 걔들 동해 찍이는 동해 보고 매주나. 제가 집에 동해들 강다 시야라 계자니. So for the benefit of for one's own self and for every sentient being, and it's just totally hard. Yeah. And then many answers, okay. The Buddha become enlightened because of compassion. Buddhas are not staying in the meditation. Buddha said, oh, now I achieve enlightenment, so I don't want to move, so I have to stay in the meditation. Buddha never remain like this. Why? Because of compassion. Because of compassion, if they stay like this, it doesn't benefit the suffering of sentient being. They have to wake up and keep teaching. Don't do this and that, meditate in this way, this is wrong, this is right, so do this. And keep teaching 100, 200 volumes of books, you see. Even we study whole life so much. It's all the solution to solve problem and to achieve happiness. Therefore, Buddha's name is perfection. Perfection means whatever problem, he shows the solution. And whatever happiness, he shows the solution to achieve happiness. And there's no mistake. Now today, we are in the world of, we are in the time of science, but Buddhism is becoming so relevant, so relevant. And now even the scientists are seeking, okay, studying, trying to understand, okay, quantum physics, okay, what Buddha says, okay. So now they are coming closer and closer, especially like mind training. It's really, really very interesting area now. How we say those who are young, intelligent, I think this is one of the most important areas to study and practice for the benefit of everyone. If someone really wants to be a psychologist, Western psychologists, on top of this, study Buddhist psychology. Practice. Comparative study. Not only study, practice. This will be a big contribution, you see, big contribution. So, now we go to the next. No, just we have not much time. Can go to 8:30, right?
Yeah, recorded,
Yeah, schedule. I think according to schedule we have to do.
It's up to maybe people have a party.
Yes, a party.
Problem.
Yes.
It's no problem. For me, it's no problem.
So we stop at 8:30, okay? So now we have only 5 minutes, and I will read this, and then you also read, okay? When you go back home, you read and try to get your understanding, and then I will explain, and then try to see your understanding and my explanation. Is it really exactly the same or difference or okay? And then we are never given any answer from our teachers. Never. Word by word explanation is never done by our philosophy teachers. They will ask a lot of questions. Then we become no answer, okay? And then they become very happy. Then they become very happy, okay. If we ask question and if we ask answer, they will become very angry. Really angry. Yeah. Especially again, if you say, what will be the answer to this question? And he will be very furious. I'm not here to put all the answer in a tray and serve to you. I'm just here to lead you, to serve your answer. And of course I know the Greek philosopher Socrates. Also, I think he also says the same, you see. Teacher needs a skill to ask questions. Answer is already there in the head of the student. Teacher need to have a very skilled answer question. Even this, why it is like this? Why it is like this? Just ask the question in the specific systematic. The answer is there. We are thinking that teacher has a lot of knowledge and the pouring into the pot of the student like this. It's not, it's definitely not. So, therefore, the answer is already there. Yeah, just only have to activate, to obey. Okay? So, I read this and then very short answer, and then we have to leave the prayer hall. Now that you have obtained this precious human body, okay? Human body, our human life, okay? Precious human life, or precious human body. I think maybe precious human life is more suitable. Body is okay. And that is what we have now. So we all have a very precious human body, which really treasure. We take every morning shower, we give very good cake, very good pizzas, very good branded shoe and branded cloth, and really keep the temperature exactly how much this precious body needs. So we do a lot. Okay? So now here he says that is it really right or wrong? Do we need to do all these things? The body, do the body need all these things? Okay? Little bit critical, yes. If you read about the Mirabe's life, it's really critical, you see. Yeah. So, but anyhow, we have obtained a precious human life. Why precious? Because it has so much potential. The human life, or human, I say human life, human body, human life has so much potential. So much potential to do so many good things, you see. Unbelievably beautiful things, important things can be achieved in this human life. Therefore it is precious, you see. Therefore it is precious. It is not precious that it has a golden ring, or it has some beautiful looking, handsome looking. It's not. Precious not in that perspective, okay. Precious means whether it's ugly or handsome or beautiful, but that person really makes the meaning in the life. By practicing compassion, Bodhisattva, all these things, it is possible, okay, to every sentient being, every sentient being. Today we met a very good friend of, she is handicapped. She's really good, okay. Really appreciate how much she thinks of others. And how much she become good friend, you see. She was surrounded by 11 young men and women. And she said, these are all my children. And because of them, I'm surviving. She looks really with wheelchair, breathing with some equipment, and really she can't walk one step, rolling with this. But thinking this way, oh, they are all my children. Because of them, I'm surviving. They have been so kind. And she has been collecting money during her birthday. I think I told you. I don't know. But just don't bring any gift, just bring some money. I want to send this to for Nepali children. See, heart, there's a heart which always thinking for others who have more suffering. Who has more suffering. And she also, last time she said, I'm very lucky that I'm born in this country. I have so much, you see. If she was born in Nepal, she would have died many years ago. And she knows all these things, you see. And this, all the things specifically she really wanted to use in a bad way. So this is possible, you see. Even someone is like handicapped, still, as a human being, so much potential to do so many good things. And then those who are really intelligent, highly acknowledgeable, and accomplished a lot, they can do a lot of good things, you see. And unluckily, sometimes we also misuse. And then all those wars and fighting and making so much weapon and so much sort of killing and poisoning and today, I think in the morning, I was listening one anthropologist. He's saying that now our addiction to economic development is killing us. Of course, I'm talking another way around. I'm talking about a lot about greed. I'm talking these days, I'm talking a lot about greed. How to reduce greed. How much greed can destroy us. Greed, okay? How much it destroys environmentally, politically, in business, everywhere. The greed is really eating us. And he's putting it another way. Our addiction, the economic addiction of development is eating us, killing us, yes, killing us. And he explains 5 points, which are very relevant, you see. All these are, whether we keep this going or we abandon this, a human being has a potential to change, see? To change. Everybody has potential. Now, if we don't try, potential will be wasted. If we try, I think even one person can make a big, big contribution to the rest of the world. And His Holiness was, since I think 2 years, he was saying, he's still saying that now we have to build a mentality, thinking that with all human beings are same oneness of humanity. We have to think oneness of humanity. Don't differentiate out of color or faith or nationality. Just think that we 7 billion human beings are same. We have to have pure sense of thinking that we are all one. Oneness of humanity. This is so important. Otherwise, we divide, then we fight among us. One group human being, one group human being fighting. We have sense of, we are all same. We are all longing for happiness. We all don't want to suffer. Also possible in this human life. This is all in our hand, you see. And he also said, which is, I just was so, few days I was just thinking on this. Okay? He says, as one person with a gun, kill someone else, and that person has to be interrogated and put it in jail. But then making a lot of weapons to kill, and giving training so many army, military. This is illegal. One person kills another person, illegal, and making thousands of weapons to kill, and they're giving training to thousands of army to kill, and this is legal. And what is this now? We are so indoctrinated, you see. So therefore, this all we have to pay attention, you see. We all have to. Of course, this is His Holiness advice or guidance, but we have to make some noise, you see. If we don't make any noise, then his speech is, he thought for the benefit of every sentient being. But if we don't pay any attention, but we have potential, you see. We have potential, isn't it? Yeah. Every one of us, if we make, say, we agree this, okay, we agree this. Why should, and this, when we went to Lumla, he was saying that, oh, why they spend so much money for this war? Instead, they should spend this for school. I was laughing, I was laughing. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yes. Simple, you see, it's simple. Millions of dollars spent for weapon and fighting. If this is spent to educate, how many? How many? Okay. Now, so these are all in our hand. We don't think that we are a small group. Even one person can make big difference, you see. But we have to be more clear and we have to be really brave, you see. Yeah. So now here, purely speaking from the Buddhist perspective. So in order to free yourself and others from the ocean of samsara, renunciation, okay? I told you that I really want to talk a little bit more about renunciation. So this I think we will do tomorrow. I think I talk a little bit more. Because without this, any Dharma practice is very shallow, okay? Very superficial. Okay, now we use 8 minutes more. So if you want to punish me, you punish, otherwise we finish. Yeah. Number Juvenil Zendawara show, Sindejon dependent on the Sunday. Yavan, what any Jadu could do, Chile, Tony, Suju, but changes the Kanjel. Chana, Bama, the Jadu, so what the schedule to show. Thank you. Yeah.